In today's tip, it's going to be a little bit different and a little bit unique because we're still going to be doing an AutoCAD tip, but this does definitely affect Civil 3D users. Heck, this affects any type of CAD software and the way it works. So we're talking about snaps. And if you hadn't figured out what it is, and this is very basic, is here's our snap menu down here. And what it does is when you draw a line, it allows you to snap to a particular point along the line. Now, the snaps here is turned on and off with F3. And there is a large amount of things that we could turn on and off automatically. Endpoint, midpoint, center, graphical center, node, and so on. And that's great to have it be able to turn on and off. But the tip today is going to affect the intersection is a big key, but we're also going to show a different way to use snaps. So I went ahead and turned off my snaps. I never like using those dynamic snaps or the snaps that's just always on. So what I do like to do is when I want to create an object, I hold down Shift and right click. This brings up a menu of snaps that are available. And if you notice, each of these snaps has a letter underline, right? C for center, X for extension, E for end, and M for midpoint. So what is nice is if I want to draw a polyline and I want to snap to this endpoint, I will shift right click, and as that menu is up, I would press E for end. And then once you get used to it, it becomes very easy just to keystroke your next snap. So those work really great and are nice. And the reason why I'm even pointing out the ability to hit Shift, hold down Shift, and right click, which will bring up your snaps, is because of one simple and easy thing, simple and easy thing, but is complex to understand. If the snaps are on, there is one particular snap that causes a lot of issues, and that is apparent intersection. So what is apparent intersection? Is it attempts to, in space, determine the intersection of two objects based off of X, Y, and Z. So the example I have here is we see all of these lines, they look like they intersect here, here, and here, and if I extend out, they'll intersect here. But the thing is this blue line is on 0 elevation, this red line is -9 elevation, and this cyan line is at elevation 18, and the yellow line is on 0 elevation. So the blue and the yellow are on the same elevation, but these two are not. So if I come in, draw a polyline, and use the intersection tool, it will not snap to the intersection of these lines because they're at different elevation. They don't actually intersect. But what does intersect is this yellow line and this blue line. If I select the yellow line with the crosshairs and dots, I'm then able to select the blue line at where they both intersect. The apparent intersection tool, if I click and right click and go to apparent intersection, what it will do is based off of the Z axis, the elevation as well, it will attempt to select the intersection of those lines. So based off of that, it tries to find that intersection in all three spaces, X, Y, and Z. Why is that crucial? It's because if you're snaps are constantly utilizing a parent intersection, and your drawing is large and there's a lot of information it's trying to process, the software is trying to process this line intersection for every line that is drawn and on the screen, which means whenever you draw and you hit that apparent intersection, it takes forever to load. Yeah, because what it's trying to do is it's trying to find that apparent intersection from all the information you have in that drawing. So how do you find like the intersection with it? Apparent intersection is the best way, but if you're utilizing apparent intersection in your constant snaps right here, and you're feeling that there's a lag when you select your parent intersection, or there's a lag when you're using any type of snap, deselect your parent intersection, and there's a good chance you're going to run a little bit smoother. Why? Again, it's not trying to process where the intersection of all these lines are. It's just processing the intersection. So those are the two differences between intersection and apparent intersection. And which one do I prefer? Neither. I prefer shift right click.